Hey guys, before the video starts, I just want to take this moment to say that today's episode is brought to you by Slate Chocolate Milk. Slate Milk has partnered up with the Technoid Show to deliver to you guys not only the healthiest chocolate milk money can buy you, but personally the best chocolate milk on the market. Slate is not only lactose free, low on carbs at 1 gram and only 2 grams of sugar, but it's packed with 20 grams of protein for a nice post-workout, and also, as I said before, lactose free. So, I want to take this moment to thank Slate Chocolate Milk for being a part of the Technoid Show. Head on over with the affiliated link in the description. Pick out of one of the 3 flavors they have, either mocha, dark chocolate, or classic, as I have. And be on the lookout because they are launching 2 new flavors. Once again, thank you to Slate Chocolate Milk for being a part of the show and for today's episode. Alrighty, the first story, the main story of the day. As you know, Samsung Galaxy Unpacked is pretty much over by now, and the Galaxy Z Fold and Flip 4 are here. So let's talk about these phones, and I'm going to tell you why I think it's great that Samsung is still trying to excel at these products. Starting with off, just want to say that both phones do have very similar hardware in terms of the technology that's in them, but the biggest difference obviously is one is a tablet, the other one is a clamshell, so obviously you know how that goes. But essentially both phones are the same. They're rocking the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, and also both of them do come with not only a nice bigger battery than the original versions, which we already know, but they're also rocking some new hardware. For starters, with the Z Flip 4, focusing on the camera for just a second, they're also using a 12 megapixel main lens and a 12 megapixel ultra wide, whereas the Z Fold 4 with its nice triple camera setup, it is not only using very similar functions, but also will be incorporating, at least according to reports, a nice triple quadruple 12 megapixel setup. Now, of course, you know, most of these things we know by now. The quality on the cameras are very, very good, so I don't have to go anywhere on that. But taking a look at the Fold 4 for just a moment before we go back to the Flip, taking a look at this, we can honestly see that Samsung is really trying to improve the design. And one of the biggest things they've done is increase the aspect ratio, something that I talked about in a very, very early video when I was covering the Fold. It's a 23:1:9 aspect ratio, so now this allows for more screen to body and in a new profile that's more even. Because on the front we have a 6.2-inch display, and then when you open the phone you have a 7.6 display staring right back at you. Now, in terms of the performance, it seems that Samsung is also advancing the multitasking, so that way it'll not only act more like a tablet when you open it, but also it will also do a lot better job in other areas. Now, taking a look at the overall package of both phones, they are advancing, you know, the fold hinge. We are seeing that they are trying to enhance the hinge as best as they can, because that's one of the biggest things that they've been trying to do. The crease does look a little bit more minimal, at least from marketing designs and from leaked images, but overall, when it comes to the profile, it honestly looks very, very solid. And honestly, between this model and the previous model, I gotta be honest, this is probably the best they've ever been. And this is now 4 releases we've had with the Z Folds and the Flip. Now, in terms of the pricing, we do know that, of course, the Z Flip 4 is the cheaper model, whereas the Z Fold 4, that's going to be more expensive. But considering that Samsung really took the foldables and are trying to add more features and trying to make them more innovative into the hands of consumers, I think the one that's going to be more likely is the Z Flip 4. Not just because of the megapixel cameras and not just because of all the blah, 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 blahs, but essentially it's at a price point that competes with the average smartphone. Now, to be fair, a lot of people probably still have doubts on the Z Flip 4 because honestly, if I'm opening a phone, open and closing, I don't know if I want to open it up into a smartphone. I'd rather take the tablet. Now, there are reports that they are working on a cheaper tablet version under the A series, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But lastly, most importantly thing to talk about is, of course, the overall and why I said what I said before. Now, taking a look at both phones, I think at the end of the day, it comes down to Samsung really trying to grow the market share. They're really trying to push. They're really trying to go with everything. And with the Fold 4 using the 50 megapixel lens and also the 12 megapixel ultra wide and telephoto, I think it just kind of summarizes the package deal. And I think that they really have finally found that fitting. we now have the S series, which is basically the S and the Ultra, and now we have what was once that middle ground with the Note series. That's the foldables. And I think the fact that Samsung is trying to do this, the fact that they're really trying their hardest to make these sales and really push, you know, the progression of the foldable market, I really think we do have to give them a lot of credit. Now, does that mean it's going to be very practical? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see if it gets into the hands of consumers, but they are selling. Now, if I missed a thing or two, you're probably wondering to yourself, well, why are you talking about it and acting like you haven't seen the launch? Well, the reason is because it is actually Tuesday, August 9th, and I am filming this episode a night before because everything got leaked literally tonight. So if you're watching this video and everything that I said did or didn't come true, let me hear your thoughts in the comments, but what a twist right there. So, Samsung Galaxy Z Fold and Flip 4. Let me hear your thoughts down below. Alrighty, story number 2, iOS 16 beta. As you know, there has been a big buzz lately around the tech world with iOS 16 beta 4, I believe, and that's because Apple has finally brought back the battery percentage on the iPhone, and a lot of people think it looks ugly. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be truly honest. When I looked at it, when I saw it, I thought, yeah, it definitely looks ugly. But the more I stared at it, and the more I was using my phone, and the more I just kind of realized that, honestly, I don't mind it at all. I don't think it's the worst placement in the world, but could they have done better? Absolutely. But considering the fact that in iOS 16 beta, they're trying to occupy so much space because of that stupid notch, hopefully when the iPhone launches, hopefully they will move that number outside of the battery, just like it used to because of the pill shape. But my money says that they're not going to do that. But I will have to say, I'm just glad they have it anyway, because honestly, even though it would have been nice that all iPhone models had got it, because I know the XR, the 11s are not getting it, which I can see why, but doesn't make sense to me. But I will say this, I am actually glad we have it, period, because honestly, in all seriousness, I am so tired of swiping down just to look at my battery percentage that it just honestly just is annoying. So having the number in the battery is nice. Now, I would have liked for the battery to have drained like before and then change color. So when it's full, it's in black text, and as it starts to drain, it goes into white. It transitions, so you have black and white, and then when it gets really low, it's in white, so you can see the color, and then it changes color if you go in low power, low battery, and all that. So we'll see. Apple can still tweak it, they can still work on it, but honestly, to everybody complaining, look at it this way. It's not the worst thing in the world. We've seen tons worse. For Christ's sakes, the Magic Mouse still has a lightning port in the back of the mouse. That's still the worst design ever, so let this one slide. And lastly, the final story, Airpods are getting Usb-C, people. This is not a drill, this is not a false alarm, this is a fact. However, it is not the new AirPod Pros. According to Ming-Chi Kuo, he claims that Apple will launch the USB-C AirPods along with new AirPod models in 2023. However, though, because the charging case of the new AirPod Pro 2s are with Lightning, they are still going to ship them out at the end of this month or probably next month. It's really any time. So Apple really can't put USB-C right away. However, he did say that USB-C charging cases will be coming after the launch in 2023, because as you know, there are a crap ton of regulations and a crap ton of other things that are just pushing Apple to go USB-C. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if Apple pulls the trigger on USB-C that year, which honestly, I still don't believe it, but there is more hope now more than ever for it to be possible, I will say, if Apple does this, then honestly, there's nothing else to say. If an iPhone has USB-C, then we're pretty much in the clear at this point. I really don't think, what else can you say? I mean, what else is there to complain about? I mean, if you want to complain about the software and stuff, go ahead, but USB-C on an iPhone, please, Tim Apple, please. And that's it for today's episode of Technoid. Now, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you can hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all on the next episode. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Take care, stay safe, have a good day, and peace.